I just can't believe that we got that on tape. It's just crazy.
We're following them. We're going with them to the jungle.
And you can see that it's very simple living.
It's often said that nowadays there are two Chinas. In recent years, China's economic growth has lifted hundreds of millions of its citizens from poverty into the middle class. At the same time, hundreds of millions more Chinese citizens have been left behind. But two Chinas also refers to the status of women. China has some of the lowest status women in the developing world, and some of the highest. And as with prosperity, women's status depends on where they live and what they do. In China's countryside, the status of women is the lowest. In some provinces, the traditional preference for boys over girls has resulted in a ratio of 4 men for every 3 women. So tens of millions of Chinese women in the countryside take the easiest step to try to improve their status. They leave.
Sunday night around 7:30, and we are at the Beijing train station where a lot of migrant workers come in to the cities to find work.
An estimated 120 to 200 million men and women from China's countryside have moved to China's cities. It's the largest internal migration in history. The men migrate mainly to make money, but female migrants can also change their lives. One morning, I drove an hour north of Beijing to visit a unique school.
Oh, I asked them where they're from, and they're from Western China in Gansu province.
The school provides training to young women who have come from the countryside to Beijing. The goal is to give them skills to survive urban life.
This is Mitch.
I went not only to see the school, but also to hear stories from the students of the rural life they had left behind and the condition of women in the countryside. This student is from one of the poorest areas, Gansu province. Most of the women at the school are in their teens and early 20s, but she's a special student because she is 29, married, and has twins back at home. Xie Lihua is the founder of the school and editor-in-chief of the Rural Women's Magazine.
实际上都是希望这个有那些年轻一些的这些农村的女孩子，让她们能够走出来，靠自己的能力能够来生存，而不是靠丈夫。然后她们也改变她们，我觉因为我们到农村去，到这个贫穷就是山区啊，到那些地方，然后就看到这些女孩子，她们没有更多的出路，她们就是有一个要找一个好丈夫。
The status of women is so low that many attempt suicide out of desperation. China has the highest number of female suicides in the world.
你还能在社会上混吗？你这一生子呢，就是会拖地，会给人擦桌子，会拖厕所。这就是我的心爱的人，我的老公说的，
真的，
对，
跟你说的，
跟我说的，就在我两个吵架的时候，非常伤我。从那伤呢，因为从我两个之间，因为他伤了我，我感觉我所爱的人呢这样的对待我自杀过一次，我把肚子插进去，我曾经想死，对。
Many students told the same story. In rural China, girls aren't even considered worth giving the same education to as boys.
有很多，反正就是像我这样的有很多的，在我们那里。 就是因为家庭贫困而上不起学，一来就是人家都说养儿传后代嘛，养女要嫁人的嘛。
There's 10 girls in this dormitory, and you could see that it's very simple living styles. 你们有没有用过那个电脑？没有，这是第一次啊。This is the first time that they've been exposed to computers, and now they're having computer training so that they can build up some skills. I asked them what do they wish to do after studying, or where would they like to be, and they all want to work in Beijing.
My name is Wang Lili. I come from Gansu, China.
And you?
My name is Wang Xiaoxiang. I come from Gansu, China. I study English and computer.
Once they are starting making money, the girls are more supportive of the family. If they get, for example, 600, probably they will send 500 money back home.
是我的爸妈介绍的这个学校。
So she's very thankful for this opportunity. She's learned how to use a typewriter and learned a lot being here. So she's crying because she's just so thankful for being here. Being at the school, you can get a sense of hope that drives women to leave the countryside, to seek a better life and future in the city.
自己挣的钱自己就给家里边寄钱，他们感觉很有价值啊。然后就弟弟上学呀，然后妈妈看病啊，都是他们寄的钱。然后他们觉得哦，回到家里边也说你很能干呐，就改变了。
时代变迁。